The whole reunion was because he has a fallout with Jude.
It all makes sense now. It all makes perfect fucking sense now. Okay guys, part 2 is on the way. Yes, we are reacting to part 2 of Peter's side of the story. And well, to be honest, I remember saying I wasn't going to react to part 1 to part 8 straight away. I was going to break it down in pieces. So from part 1, I want you guys to remember some very key takeaways. I want you guys to remember from some very key takeaways, and I'm going to be reading them out here so I don't mix up anything. Paul throwing shade at Peter every chance that he gets. We saw that in some of the video evidences that Peter provided of Paul saying he doesn't dance anymore, he can't be dancing anymore, he respects his age and stuff like that. And Paul coming to their house very early in the morning to to apologize. He started by apologizing to Peter's wife first of all. We saw the reunion party. We saw Lola urging Peter, and that is her husband, to move forward with the reconciliation, seen as Paul already made the first step toward reconciliation. I want you guys to also remember that Paul offered to put his album on hold so he could focus on P Square, in which Peter never agreed to. Peter never wanted to continue P Square as a group. He just wanted them to be back as brothers. And Paul threw a supposed party, a reunion party, to which Peter was not informed of. Keep in mind, Peter didn't know anything about no reunion party, and it was at that party that he said, fuck Rude Boy, fuck Mr. P, bring back P Square. Like, he wanted them back as a group, but then Peter just wanted them back as brothers. And yeah, basically those are the key takeaways from part 1. In case you missed the last video, I will be dropping the link to the video in the description. But in case you missed the last video, or you're too tired or you're too lazy to watch the first video, so you just want some key takeaways, so we are going to be reacting to part 2 of the story. That's from Peter's point of view. And damn, this video is 20 minutes long. Anyway, we set out to react to the whole drama and the whole saga, so no going back now. So let's get it.
Peter, what I'm about to say, if you feel bad about it, I don't give a fuck. You want to know what I'm about to say? Fuck Rude Boy, fuck Mr. P, bring back P Square.
After that reunion, so-called reunion, that I thought the reunion was for brothers. Next day being Friday, Jude, I think Paul called me and said I should come to his house. I came. I saw him and Jude. Jude has the document. I said, hey Peter, take this document, sign here. Paul, sign here. Paul was picking to sign. I said, what's the document for? He said, oh, it's to open Access Bank account. That people are beginning to call for shows, calling hundreds of thousands, hundreds of millions. We need to put the money in Access. He works with Access, he knows the... I said, calling for shows for... So what do I mean?
Okay, wait. So, barely 24 hours after they have their whole reconciliation party, and then all of a sudden people are calling them for shows and to book them for events and stuff like that. Okay, I'm coming. The thing is, it's not impossible, it's just really sketchy, because I mean, okay, 1 minute you guys were solo artists, then you guys reconciled, then barely 24 hours later people are calling you all over the world trying to book. Come on, no, it's very, very, very sketchy, but we'll move.
I said, Paul, you're not there, Jude. You said, tell me for what? Ah, Peter, do you need to go there? I said, no, Paul, come on now. Paul now said, he said, no, they do P Square. Jude was not like, what's all the whole paparazzi and all that? I said, no, we're back as brothers, bro. I'm done with P Square. I'm not interested in P Square anymore. He said, why? I say, has any other thing brought problem for us before except P Square? Say, but that means you don't have. I said, no. I forgive him, bro. Don't get me wrong. I forgive him, but I'm not interested. Why that was going on? Paul was trying to, convince me. Jude, I said, Paul, leave. I don't know what to do. Jude left. Apparently, the next day, being Saturday, Jude then now sent for my manager, MM, and the guy that was managing Paul, Shew, called them together. We all went to Paul's studio. And I said, oh, that Peter I get your point. Probably you don't want what has happened before to happen again, but no problem. What will happen is that he's going to bring these two individuals to the team. I said, to the team to manage what? I'm not trying to stress them more, but you need to give me a reason. He now said, oh, that him, Jude, will be the official manager. My manager, MM, will be assistant manager. And Shew, Paul's manager, will be road manager. He offered them money, how much he would be paying them every show. I started laughing. My manager.
Wait. So his plan was to bring both Peter's manager and Paul's manager into the team, so Jude could be the head manager. Why? I mean, Peter already said he didn't want to do P Square anymore. Why are you then bringing his manager? Why are you trying to... Man, Jude is moving very sketchy, especially in this part too. But I'm going to rewind it a bit. There's something I think I've missed. Okay.
Shew, Paul's manager, will be road manager. And he now said, oh,
okay,
that him, Jude, will be the official manager.
Okay, official
My manager,
manager
MM, will be assistant manager.
Peter's manager, MM.
And
so Peter's manager, MM. Okay, he will be what? Assistant manager. While Paul's manager, I believe his name was Shew, would be road manager. I didn't draw this thing well. Okay, we move.
Shew, Paul's manager, will be road manager. He offered them money, how much he would be paying them every show.
So he offered them money.
I started laughing. Paul, my manager, and Paul's manager even started laughing. Paul started feeling like it's becoming an embarrassment moment for Jude. He now called me and said he doesn't like this thing. He took me to the living room. Doesn't like this in that time. Look how I'm embarrassing Jude. I said, Paul, what's embarrassment here? Let's be honest, bro. Let's be very honest. Why that was going on? Paul said, is it because of sharing formula? Because in this share, we share 3 ways. In fact, we don't even share 3 ways. How we share money is, I'll come and say, hey, I need to pay my kids' school fees. How much? Maybe it's 12 million naira. Jude will sign a check, 12 million, and give me. Sign 12. Paul, sign 12 for himself. That was how we were running P Square.
You guys, this is arguably the most important part of this whole story up till now. So basically, this is how they were sharing the money. That is the funds coming in for P Square, the proceedings, whatever you want to call it. Whenever one of them has a need, he would simply tell them how much he needed. Then Jude, keep in mind, that means Jude was in charge of the funds since he was the one writing the checks. So that means Jude would write the check to whoever, whether it was Peter or Paul, whoever needed it at the moment. He would not write for the other twin. He would not write for himself. So it was based on needs, what that person needed to do at that moment in time. Okay.
Oh, Peter, you want to buy this car? Take. Paul, take. Him, take. Now, Paul now say, you know one thing. It is because of the sharing formula, Peter. So I will stop all this. Me and you 35. Jude go take 30. I said, Paul, no. Take 30 to do what? To manage one P Square. I'm not interested. And I look at Paul, I said, I ask you one question. I won't use pigeon now. I beg you. You did try make Jude be our manager. How come 5.5 years? Me and you know they together. How come Jude no be your manager? You know now.
That's a very important question. That is a very important question, because think about it this way. Since you want Jude to be our manager, since he's such a good manager, how come for the past 5.5 years that you and I haven't been a duo, how come he didn't manage you? Exactly. If he was that good of a manager, if he was that reliable, if you trusted him that much, if he was that awesome, why didn't he manage you? What was Jude doing for the past 5.5 years?
Okay. Manager, everybody go to think say that 2 against 1. Really? This is exactly what it has been. So let's make something clear here. Hey, don't look as if I hate Jude or I don't like him to manage us. But let's recall back that Beyonce fired her own father. Usher Raymond fired his own mother.
Yeah, they did.
Late Michael Jackson fired his own father.
Wow.
We, P-Square, we even told our own mother to step aside. So what is all this? Your brother must manage you. And I know a lot of people start saying, oh, how come I don't want Jude to be our manager? Let's be very honest, guys. Before Jude came in, or before we brought Jude in as our manager, we've had 3 several managers. One, Chioma Ugoji, she went from being a dance group manager to P-Square's manager. Later on, our mom became our manager for like few months. Then, of course, you all know Bayo Dusabi, popularly known as Howie T. That's the guy that actually discovered us fully. He became our manager for over at least 6 years before we now brought in Jude. Now the question is, within these 3 before Jude, have we had any, has Peter and Paul ever had any fight or any issue?
Sure, I need to find out something. What was the third
Because none of them would tell any question. At least 6 fully Bayo Dusabi, popularly known as Howie T. That's the guy that actually discovered us fully. He became our manager for over at least 6 years.
Okay, 6 years.
Before we now brought in Jude. Now the question is, within these 3 before Jude, have we had any, has Peter and Paul ever had any fight or any issue? Because none of them would take sides. None of them took sides.
So it's important to understand this. I want you guys to look at it from Peter's perspective. He's not saying Jude is a bad person at this point in time. He's not, at that point in time, he's not saying Jude is a thief. He's not saying anything bad about Jude. But he's trying to say that the problem started when they brought Jude in as their manager. It can't be a coincidence. It can't be a coincidence. They had 3 different managers and there was no issue. They had their mother, they had this trauma person, they now had Bayo Olusabi, what his name is. That's the person who discovered them. And he managed them for what? He managed them for 6 years. 6 good years. He was probably, I think he was the longest tenured manager. And there were no issues. They had no problems. And he's saying the reason they didn't have any problems is because none of these managers took sides, even their own mother. So, bringing in Jude, your older brother, and then you guys start having issues that you've never had before, it tends to raise one eye like, okay, what is this nigga really about? Obviously, your red light will be flashing that it's like there's just something off about this person, no matter even if that person is family or not. But we move.
At the moment where Paul was trying to convince me, and I said, I actually gave it a thought. Maybe try to give it a try. I said, okay, Paul, you want P-Square back? No problem. Let's go back upstairs. I decided to make an offer. Okay. He was trying to convince me. And we went upstairs where the 2 managers, including Jude, were there. And I said, so guys, Paul, you guys want P-Square back? No problem. Here is what it's going to look like. I and Paul will set up a company. I and Paul will be only signatory. I and Paul will take care of every administrative when it comes to finance, signatory, everything. And I and Paul will go with 40-40. The 3 manager, which is now Jude, Shehu, and MM, will go with 20%. Jude does it. He doesn't understand that if that's the
I
case.
want you guys to understand this again. Peter, this was Peter's offer. He and Jude to set up a company. They would handle the financing, they would handle the administrative, they would handle the contracts, they would handle every fucking thing, everything. But when it comes to the sharing, they would take 40-40, and the three managers include that, which is Jude being there, Jude, Peter's manager, and Paul's manager, would share 20%. Ah, Peter Okoye, Mr. P. Nah, this guy was onto something. This guy was onto something, and you cannot just take it away from him. This guy knew what he was doing. Let's go.
He rather work for free. And I now said, gentleman and lady, Jude now works for free. And that's how I ended that meeting. This is the peace square everybody think they are back. Within 4 or 5 days, me and Paul didn't see eye to eye after that incident. Until Paul now came to me. After we went to Sierra Leone, because there was a show that was booked for Mr. P today in Sierra Leone, the next day for Paul. We finally called it that we were coming together. After we went to Sierra Leone and came back, Paul now said to me, so there's nothing for Jude.
I mean,
Say not about Jude.
No. Jude just said he'd rather work for free than share 20% with the two other managers. And they're like, you know what? Cool. Work for free. No problem. Like, I should be family. You know, we are brothers now. So, there's nothing wrong with working for free now. Maybe you don't want to share the 20% with the two other guys. Then, you work for free. Because you just said that you would rather work for free. I'm not seeing the confusion there. And I'm not seeing the disrespect there. Now, you use your own mouth talking. So,
I'm not even doing peace square. Paul, it's not about Jude here. Can we just come back as brothers? Can we live life as brothers first? Let me even experience it. Let me experience living as brothers. Now everything looks like there's a competition running around everybody. I don't like it. And that's okay, no problem. I'll take your second option. Say, which is my second option? Man, you should set up a company, blah, 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 blah. Unfortunately, Jude cannot take that offer. So me, I will continue and say, no problem. We sent our lawyer, he came. Brought the document, set up, mode of work. Everything Peter and Paul 50-50. Every decision 50-50. Sharing formula 50-50.
okay.
We signed.
Okay.
We started up. Square Root Entertainment. We started up. Now, we started doing shows, started the Peace Square reunion. While we were planning the Peace Square reunion, I overheard something that was very disturbing. Like, it was very disturbing. Prior to Paul's apology to my wife, that Jude and Paul had a serious fight. Remember, we're neighbors. Yeah. And I started doing my investigation. First of all, I wanted to play ignorant, like, no need, you know. But 4, or should I say 3 individuals from Paul's camp confirmed it, that Paul and Jude actually had a fight minutes or hours before Paul came to my house to meet my wife. And this was what I discovered.
This is very important to understand, because for the longest time, or for a period of time, it felt like it was Paul and Jude against Peter. Then all of a sudden we're seeing Paul apologizing to Peter's wife. Now we're hearing that prior to that apology, Jude and Paul, who it seemed like it was always two of them against Peter, now we're hearing that they had a big fight. Now, what could have made the two of them fight? To be fair now, I mean, both of you technically, I won't say ganged, but it was technically 2 against 1. So what could have been so heinous that would have made the two of you start fighting, that would now make Paul go and apologize to Peter's wife, who, let's not be deceived, they don't have a good relationship with each other.
that Paul claimed he borrowed Jude 90 million. Now, he wanted Jude to give the money back to him, but he wanted this time Jude to borrow him 90 million because there's some property he wanted to buy somewhere in Lekki that he doesn't have the complete money. That even with the 90 million you want to borrow from Jude, it's still going to be complete. The money is not going to be completely back to him, but he wanted this time. He wanted Jude to give the money. Now he borrowed Jude.
Okay.
90 million.
90 million.
Now he wanted Jude to give the money back to him, but he wanted this time Jude to borrow him 90 million because there's some property he wanted to buy somewhere in Lekki that he doesn't have the complete money. That even with the 90 million you want to borrow from Jude, it's still going to be complete. The money is not going to be complete at the end, but I need to give it to the owner of the property as a deposit. But when he approached Jude, that was when they had that issue. And that Paul's PA and I think maybe his manager were there. Paul had already told them that, oh, listen, Jude is owing me. So that night they had an altercation that when Paul approached Jude, they said, hey, listen, I need my 90 million. Paul, Jude, I said, which 90 million? the one I gave you, how did I borrow 90 million for?
Imagine borrowing somebody 90 million naira, bro, and you come back and you want to collect money and they're like, how did I borrow 90 million from you? More Jude. I mean, I say Uncle Jude, seen as a senior me. Uncle Jude. No be so. No be life be this so. Oh my god. Oh my god, this story is interesting. I can't lie.
Everybody around were looking at Paul. Okay, you've told us that
Jude is owing you.
Jude was owing you 90 million. Jude said, show me now I'm owing you 90 million. It's not easy for Paul to bring out his phone and say, look at how you are owing me, black. Paul couldn't proceed with that. Jude said, tell me now, show me how I take borrow 90 million from you. Jude now brought his phone and showed Paul's team and said, hey, listen, Paul, you said you borrowed me this money 2-3 months ago. Guys, look. Jude bought his phone. I said, guys, see. 3 months ago, see hundreds of thousands of dollars that I have in my account. But show me where you gave me 90 million. Then now what came out of Paul's mouth was, Jude, you know, give me this 90 million. No wahala. I go tell Peter waiting day. Now, I'm sure most of you don't understand what that means. It means,
no, don't worry, I understand.
I will go and confess to Peter. Obviously, there's something going on. Despite I have overheard these things, I guarantee you, I still played and I stayed calm.
Yeah. I mean, in that kind of situation, you can't go rambling and saying, hey. No, you have to play the fool. You have to play the fool. Just calm down, you know. Just calm down. Do as if you not hear anything, which is the very best decision Peter could have taken. If I'm big, I start calling these people uncle. These people senior me like Uncle Peter. Yes, this is the best decision Uncle Peter could have taken, man. Like,
I believe if whatever that has happened after we broke up, it's understandable. But no, these things have been happening years, and I'm about to prove it to everyone right now. And so that was how Paul walked out from Jude, went to his bedroom, wore his slippers, because he was crying, washed his face, told his PA and his manager he should escort him. He wants to come to my house. He said, but Peter no day now, Peter die America. He said, no problem, and Lola in one go meet. That's how Paul went to meet Lola. So, the whole reunion was because he has a fallout with Jude.
It all makes sense now. It all makes perfect fucking sense. Now, the only reason Paul decided to make peace with Peter, I'm doing it again. The only reason Uncle Paul decided to make peace with Uncle Peter was because of the fallout he was having with Uncle Jude. Do you guys understand how crazy that is? Meaning that Paul would have probably never made peace. Uncle Paul would have probably never made peace with Uncle Peter if he and Jude were still on good terms. It's because Jude did him dirty. Uncle Jude did him dirty to the point where he was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm done keeping our secrets, whatever the fuck. I'm just going to let it all out. Meaning the thing must have touched him so hard. Bro, keep in mind, Uncle Peter was not at home. He was in America. He was not in the country. For him to go to Uncle Peter's house, knowing fully well that Peter is not there, meaning that he really wanted to get it. Now, so the thing they pin him. Now, so the thing they pin him. Bro, this shit is wild. Like, beyond wild. Bro, that's crazy.
Now, I'll come to that. We announced our world tour. We started touring. I discovered that the people handling my distribution as Mr. P are the same people handling Road Boy. I said, let's give them P Square. Jude refused. Paul refused. This was Paul who bragged about these individuals. He doesn't even know that they're the ones that handle my own distribution. So, while that was going on, during our tour, I discovered that some people wanted to buy P Square catalog. They walked up to me. I said, no problem, I've discussed with my brothers. They offer millions of dollars. They can buy it off for 10 years. After 10 years, return it back or buy it off for life. So me and Paul had a discussion in London, because me and Paul were touring. Remember, Jude was not with us. Came back. By then, when I walked up to Paul, Jude and Paul, I said, let's see how far. So Paul want to buy Jude. Said, no problem.
Huh?
They have some people that are ready to even pay now. He now told me the amount. It was less. I said, no, these guys are offering more. All they want from us is to give them a back end. How much this thing generates every month, which I do not have. And I asked Jude. Jude said, it's not possible. I said, how? That these other people are better. I said, no problem. Whatever he gave the other people, give it to me. Let me give it to these people. Highest bidder. While that was going on, I kept on insisting, and I walked up to Paul. I said, why is that Jude doesn't want to give me this back end? He said, I don't know, but I don't know anything about this. That music I do. You know, Peter, I don't know about all these things. Really, Paul? No problem. I played ignorant. Then the same people called me. Paul's manager and my manager, who are now our manager, now said, do you need to throw it to other companies like Universal, Sony, to know highest bidder? I said, okay. They went and submit the whole proposal that Pisco wants to sell the catalog. Next thing, everyone demanded, they wanted the back end. I persuaded Jude to give it to me. He now said, it's going to take 3.5 months. I started feeling somehow. If I tell you to give me your statement of account, few minutes, even with your app, you bring it. It's telling me 3.5 months.
Why is it taking 3.5 months for you to generate the back end of? This is how you know Jude was quite shady. This was how you know Jude was very shady. I know you even call your Uncle Jude again, sir. Okay, look. This is how you know Uncle Jude was quite shady, whether you like it or not. Why is it taking you so long to provide the back end of, the back end of how, the earnings and everything concerning their catalog when they are a part of it? It's not like it's some random guy asking for it. It's literally your brother. It's literally the first half of the second half or the other half, whatever, the other half of the duo asking for the back. Why is it taking you 3.5 months?
how long it will take.
Jude.
I still play ignorant. Waited for the 3.5 months.
Yeah, now.
Walked up to him after 3.5 months. You kept on doing like this.
Oh, even after it.
I walked up to Paul.
Okay.
Paul, what is going on? Say, Peter, I don't know anything about this. This whole thing where they talk about. I persuaded. Jude now said, I should send him my email. He forwarded it. I looked at it. What he sent me was how many streams, but without how much it generates. I looked at it. I said, look, I just sent forwarded to the two manager. Now this is where it becomes interesting. Now the two managers sent this back ends out. Nobody got back. So imagine people that have offered huge amount of money on this same catalog. After going through the tampered back end, most of them came back with an unbelievable lower amount offer.
So let me get this straight.
For example,
let me get this straight. When Paul finally sent in the back end and everything, he only sent him the streams that they were the streams. He didn't send the income generated from said streams. Why? Yes, now why? It's just like me telling you to send your result and you send me English, chemistry, physics, biology, but I don't see maths, I don't see basic, I don't see some other subject that I know that you're offering. So why wasn't it there? Paul, why wasn't it, Uncle Paul, why wasn't it there?
Imagine someone offering to buy a product for 500 naira, and after seeing the back end of the product, they're now offering 10 naira. How? I went to Paul. Have you heard? See what's going on. In fact, one of them even said, bro, who sent this to you? I said, why? Whoever that sent this thing to you, or is it the distribution company, get them arrested. I said, it was my brother that sent it to me.
Yeah, get him arrested.
I don't think your brother knows what has gone wrong.
So meaning those personnel knew something was wrong with the back end. They knew that this thing is not looking pure at all, which is why they said, do you want to mean for them to say, whoever sent you this thing should get arrested immediately? Meaning those guys had a clue. They knew something was wrong somewhere. They knew that, and it wasn't just a little error or anything. They knew this was something criminal involved. Man, this part 2 is way more interesting than part 1. Let's go.
And that's okay. The best thing I can do is, we have a management company called Northside Entertainment. Director is Peter. We have a management company called Northside Entertainment. Director is Peter, Paul, and Jude. Jude owns 40, Peter and Paul own 30%. Management company, what that means is that if you pay a P Square 100 million, management takes 10%. Instead of 10%.
Sorry,
management company, what that means is that if you pay Peter and Paul, Jude owns 40, Peter and Paul own 30%. Management company, what that means is that if you pay a P Square 100 million, management takes 10%. Instead of 10%, Peter and Paul are managing themselves.
Wait, this doesn't make sense.
If you pay a P Square 100 million,
Peter.
Jude owns 40, Peter and Paul own 30%. Management company, what that means is that if you pay a P Square 100 million, management takes 10%. Instead of 10%, Peter and Paul are managing themselves. Means the manager can even go with 4 million, Peter and Paul go 3 million. The same 90 million still remains for the artist. I said the best thing I can do, I contacted all the account officers of Northside Entertainment in different banks. Is that it?
Okay. It seems that's the end of that's the end of the part 2. And I can't lie to you guys, it's not looking pretty, I can't lie. Is it more interesting? Definitely it's more interesting. But when you look at the story and everything behind it, there are a lot of key takeaways from this part. So to be very honest, I can't when I start reading them, but it's shit. Guy, the takeaways choke. I didn't think the takeaways would be this long. I thought it was something I'd just be able to read. But guy, there's a lot to note down. So I'm just going to be displaying them on the screen for you to see. And yeah, shit. Guy, I'll display them on the screen at towards the end of the video. You can pause and check it out before the outro. But damn, fuck. This is really messy. I can't lie. This tells a lot, because now it tells us that Paul didn't go to reconcile out of the kindness of his heart or because he wanted his brothers back. He went back because he and Jude were having problems. He and Uncle Jude were having issues. They had fought. And then meaning Paul knew something that Jude did that was unethical, maybe even criminal. But he kept it quiet all this time. Then decided to expose everything. Or wanted to expose everything when, he and Jude were no longer on good terms. If that is true, then tells us the kind of person Jude really and Paul really is. That's one half. Secondly, the part that why did it take 3.5 months for Jude to reveal the back end to Peter? Why did it take you 3.5 months, Uncle Jude? Why is it taking that long? It's not supposed to take that long. Peter just said it right now that if you wanted your account, your account report, you can get it within minutes, worst case scenario hours. So why is yours taking 3.5 months? But we'll leave it. We'll leave that part on. So now we've seen artists sell off their catalog so many times. But why is it that this time around? Why isn't that this time around Jude was? It's almost looking like Jude was in a hurry to sell off the catalog. Why? It almost seemed like he was in a hurry that we can get it done sharp. Why does it look that way? And there's literally a lot, to be very honest. There's really a lot to actually unpack, if I'm going to be honest. I think that's why I just said I'll just put it on the screen. This has been very interesting. I can't even lie. And it's a lot, man. You guys don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I will be dropping the link to me reacting to the part 1, obviously in the description. It's a lot, ladies and gentlemen. It's a lot. It's been your boy A-BAX, and peace out.